chord hasn't changed its address. Same frets, same fingers, same wood, same wire. But the hands, ooh, the hands that press the fret tonight have more years in them than the guitar has frets. And the years don't make the chord weaker. The years make the chord wider, wide enough to hold what four people couldn't hold when they were young enough to think the chord was theirs. The counting is the same, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. The same words in the same order, but the four is a different four now. Four used to mean the tempo, now four means the people, and the people are in the same room for the first time since the room was smaller and the world was bigger, and the chord was just a chord, not a continent. The counting never ended yet. 1, 2, 3, 4 has been looping in the air of every rehearsal room that smells like yesterday and sounds like tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4. The four words before the chord that changed the chord. Ooh, not the chord itself, the concept of what a chord could be. When four people press four strings at the same time, with the same belief that the pressing matters. And it does, yeah, it does, the pressing matters. Because the chord was never just a sound, it was a vote. And the vote was together, and the count was four. And the four are here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, the four are here. Yeah. The room had one voice in it, and the voice had a question, and the question filled the corners, but couldn't fill the chord. Because a chord needs company, the way a question needs an answer. And the answer, yeah, the answer walks in wearing the same shoes from 1963. And then two, not twice as loud, twice as wide. The room grew by one voice, and the growing was not addition, it was multiplication. One voice times one voice equals a third sound. Yeah, a sound that neither voice can make alone. The sound between them, the harmonic, the phantom, the child of two frequencies that exist only when both parents are present. Three, and the floor felt it. Ooh, three voices, and the floor vibrated. Not from volume, from completeness approaching. The chord was almost built. Yeah, three walls of a house that can almost keep the rain out. But the rain, the beautiful rain, still finds the corner where the fourth wall should be. Ooh. his mouth, and the note, the no was the note that was missing for decades. And the room stopped being a room and became a chore. Starts now, 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 now. The counting starts now. The counting starts now. Now the four, the chord complete. Was listening so hard it echoed. 6 feet of air between the amp and the ceiling, and the 6 feet, yeah! The 6 feet held more volume per square inch than any stadium, because the volume wasn't measured in decibels, it was measured in belief per cubic foot. And the belief was off the charts in a room that didn't have charts, just a set list written on the back of a geometry test. The basement became a stadium, not because the walls moved, because the sound grew, yeah. And the growing pushed the walls out, past the street, past the city, past the ocean, past the decade, until the 6 feet of ceiling became the sky. And the sky doesn't have a river time. The sky just holds the chord, and the chord, yeah. The chord that started in the basement is still bouncing between the floor and the ceiling, except the ceiling now is the atmosphere, and the floor is every person who ever heard the chord and thought, 4 people did this! Yeah! The basement became a stadium. Oh, the basement became a stadium. Oh, yeah! The basement became a stadium. Oh, the basement tree, and the tree knew the sun first. Before the fret, before the neck, before the hand that pressed, the tree and the sun were already collaborating. Sunshine feels like a chord change. Everything the same, but a half step brighter and a half step. Ooh, a half step is the smallest distance in music, but the biggest distance in feeling. Half a step between rain and clear, between sleeping and waking, between the chord that says fine, chord that says alive, the chord that says alive, yeah. Sunshine, ooh, chord change, yeah. The world just moved up by a half step, ooh, and the half step changed everything. Because the sun doesn't do minor. The sun only knows major, and the major, yeah, is the key that four voices sound best in. When the four voices are happy and happy, happy is the key we're in. Happy is the key we're in. Happy is the key. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The street, yeah, the street that smelled like fish and amplifiers, where the cobblestones knew the frequency of every heel, that walked to the G-I-G-U and the gig. The gig was in a cellar where the ceiling sweat, and the sweat was the audience, and the audience, yeah, it was 14 people and a dog. And the dog had better taste than the manager. Every street in the city leads here. Ooh, to this state, to this chord, yeah. Every alley, every dock, every chip shop, every clock that counted the hours between the morning job and the evening sound check. Ooh, every street leads here, because here was always the only direction the music could go. And the going, yeah, the going started on a street where the rain was purgation and the buses were bass and the seagulls were back in chorus, and the four of us, ooh, the four of us were the band that the street eyes. The harmonica, yeah, the harmonica sounds like a river that separates the city from the sea. Ooh, and the sea is everywhere the music went after it left the city, after it left the street, after it left the city that made it, yeah, that made it. And then watched it leave, the way a mother watches a sheep that she built sail toward a horizon she'll never visit. your throat before we played it. How did you know? Yeah. How did 60,000 people sing a melody they've never heard? Because the melody, ooh, the melody was never ours. The melody lives in the space between G and C and D and G, C, D, yeah, G, C, D. The chord we played in the basement in the cellar on the first day. They're singing it back to us. And the singing back, yeah, is the receipt that proves the chord was never a chord. The chord was a seed, and the seed became a forest, and the forest is 60,000 voices all singing the same note at the same time in the same key, without a conductor. The question took a verse, yeah. The answer took a syllable, ooh. And the syllable was more eloquent than the verse could ever be. She said, yeah, not perhaps, not I'll think about it, not let me check my calendar. Yeah, she said, yeah, and the yeah had more melody in it than the entire first album, because the yeah was honest. voice in a room is a question. Ooh. One voice looking for the wall to bounce off of, but the wall just absorbs, and absorbing is not answering. Two voices in the air, between them ooh starts to vibrate with something neither of them sang. A third sound, yeah, that lives in the space between the frequencies, like a child lives in the space between two parents made of both, belonging to neither. Three, and the room gets warmer. Ooh, not from heat, from harmony. Three notes and the air becomes thick, yeah, thick like honey, thick like the sound of three people who have been singing together so long that the silence between them has its own pitch. The harmony is the third person. Ooh, not the first, not the second, the third, yeah, the one that nobody sees, but everybody feels, the one that lives in the math. Ooh, between two frequencies that shouldn't work together, but do, because the third frequency, the one that emerges when two honest voices collide, is the proof, yeah, the proof that together is not an opinion. Together is a frequency, and the frequency has a chair in this room, even though nobody set a place for it. The harmony set its own place and sat down in the room. Yeah, the room was complete. Complete, the room, the frequency, the fifth thing made of four. The sky tonight is the color of the fruit that doesn't exist in the produce aisle, yeah. Only in the space between orange and pink, where the sunset argues with the atmosphere, and the atmosphere always loses, because the sky doesn't negotiate with physics. The sky negotiates with beauty, and beauty wins every argument at this altitude. The rain, yeah, is falling up tonight. Ooh, not down, up, because down is where rain goes on normal days. And today is not on the calendar. Today is on the turntable, and the turntable, yeah, is spinning backwards, and backwards rain. Ooh, backwards rain is just the earth giving the sky its water back as a gift, as an apology for all the umbrellas. vibrates in every direction, yeah. Not just left and right, but toward the hand and away from the hand. And the toward is India, and the away is England. And the string doesn't know it's supposed to choose. The sitar learned a new chord, and the chord, yeah, the chord was C major. The simplest, the chord that every guitar learns first. And the sitar played C major and C major. Ooh, sounded like it had been traveling for 1,000 years through a desert. That was also an ocean, that was also a highway that connected every music to every other music through the one thing they share, the string, yeah. The string that vibrates in every direction without asking which direction is home. Vibration. That the Constitution hasn't answered yet. Ooh. And the question is 220 hertz, and 220 hertz is not a petition. 220 hertz is a frequency that the walls absorb, and the absorbing, yeah, changes the molecular structure of the wall, not metaphor, physics. the wall is different. After the frequency enters it, the way a country is different. After a song enters it, revolution tastes like feedback. Ooh, not the meeting kind, yeah, not the survey kind. The feedback that happens when the output returns to the input, and the input says more, and the more says more, and the loop becomes a scream, and the scream is not anger. The scream is resonance. The scream is what happens when a system hears itself for the first time and can't believe what it sounds like. The guitar's not violent, ooh, the guitar is honest, and sometimes honesty sounds like distortion, yeah, because the pain sound is the polite sound, and the polite sound is the sound that the status quo approved, yeah. But the feedback didn't go through approval. The feedback went through the amplifier, and the amplifier, ooh, is more democratic than any parliament, because the amplifier amplifies everything without editing. The revolution still ringing. The egg, the egg was always the answer, yeah. Not the question, the answer. Because the question required language, and language is just music that forgot how to sing. Ooh. The walrus wasn't an animal. The walrus was a verb, yeah, a verb that means the thing that happens when you stop understanding and start feeling, and the feeling has teeth and whiskers, and the whiskers, ooh, are just antennae tuned to the frequency of nonsense, which is the same frequency as truth if you turn the dial far enough. The walrus was everyone. Ooh, the walrus was you, yeah. And you didn't know, because the mirror was a fish, and the fish was a window, and the window, ooh, was just a wall that got honest and transparent, yeah. Transparent. The most dangerous thing a wall can become, because a transparent wall shows you the other side, and the other side, ooh, is the same side, wearing a different hat, and the hat, yeah, the hat is the walrus, and the walrus is everyone, and everyone is the chord, and the chord is the egg, and the egg, ooh, was always the answer. the answer, the ache, the walrus, you, everyone, yeah. Not a prediction, a sound, and the sound is a keyboard that uses tape to play the future, which means the future, is stored on magnetic ribbon from 1963, and the 1963, yeah, is the proof that the future was always recorded before it happened. Tomorrow sounds like a Mellotron, the machine that plays yesterday's tape. Tomorrow's tempo, yeah, and the tempo hasn't changed, because the tape is always the same, right? The only thing that changes is which head reads it, and the head, yeah, the head is the listener, and the listener changes every generation, but the tape stays the same speed, and the speed is 15 inches per second, which is the speed of a thought, traveling from the past to whoever presses play next. And the next, yeah, the next is the most beautiful tense, because next means the person who hasn't been born yet, who will press play on the same tape and hear the same flute and think this is new, and the new, yeah, the new is just the old, heard by fresh ears and fresh ears. The Instravellan, but the Mellotron can't record but desperately needs. Fresh ears, the tape, the flute, tomorrow, press play. The studio has more instruments than people, yeah. And the instruments that nobody is playing are the loudest, yeah. The piano that sits in the corner with no one at the bench is humming, not music, resonance, sympathetic vibration from the bass amp making the piano strings sing without being touched. The studio has more instruments, than people, yeah. And the surplus that outnumber the hands are not waiting, they're listening. And the listening is a form of playing, the way silence is a form of music. And music, yeah, music is a form of counting. And counting is what we did, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the four were never enough for all the instruments in this room. But the room didn't need enough. The room needed 4, and 4 was infinite, because 4 people times infinite instruments equals everything. And everything, yeah, everything is exactly what the tape recorded tonight. The tape, yeah, the tape almost ran out. And the running out would have been the end of the recording. tape caught it. And the walls will keep it after the tape forgets.
Here, ooh, right here, where the hand meets the hand, yeah. And there, over there, where the hand meets the memory of the hand. And everywhere, everywhere, the heart can reach. Ooh, without moving, without traveling, without buying a ticket, the heart reaches, yeah, yeah. At the speed of the chord that two people play when they're in the same key. The heart doesn't go through customs. The heart arrives at the destination before the body, because the heart travels at the speed of the chord. And the chord, yeah, the chord is faster than the plane, because the chord doesn't need fuel. The chord needs four people, and four people in the same key can reach, ooh, everywhere the chord can ring. The distance between here and there, yeah, is measured in miles by the atlas, but measured in chords by the heart. Is always shorter, because the heart cheats. The heart takes the shortcut through the melody that connects every here to every there, without crossing a single border. We used to finish each other's chords, ooh, not sentences, chords. Yeah, you played G, I'd hear C coming before your hand moved. Ooh, that's not music, that's telepathy in six strings. The solo years, ooh, the solo years taught me what the band already knew. Yeah, that solo is just lonely with better marketing. Ooh, and the marketing never sang harmony.
because harmony, yeah, needs company. The silence between the notes, ooh, is louder when you choose it, yeah. But when the silence chooses you, when the phone stops ringing, when the studio goes dark, ooh, the silence sounds less like peace and more like a chord with a missing note. I kept the beat, ooh, all these years, not on the drums, yeah, on the clock, on the calendar, counting the bars between the last chord and the next one. Ooh, and the bars between, yeah, were longer than any song, but shorter than the silence that would have lasted if nobody said one more time, yeah, one more time. Old friends in a new key, ooh, ooh. The same song, yeah, but the voices have more gravel now. Ooh, more years, more keys they visited, more stages they've stood on alone. And the alone, yeah, made the together sound like a homecoming. Ooh, not a concert, a homecoming. And home isn't a place, home is a key, a G major, the first key, the first chord, the first 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're back, ooh, we're back in G major, where the chord sounds the way it sounded when we were young. Except now the chord has more harmonics. Harmonics, more harmonics. Ooh, harmonics, more harmonics. More harmonics, the same chord holder, better home. The road, ooh, the road didn't have a destination, yeah. And the not having was not a failure. The not having was the point. Ooh, because a road with a destination is a commute, and a road without one is a song. The long and beautiful road, ooh, not long because it's beautiful, yeah, beautiful because it's long. Ooh, because the length of lies where the living happens, not at the start, not at the end, in the middle, yeah, in the middle where nobody takes a photograph, but everybody
spacing was the harmony, because harmony isn't singing the same note. Ooh. Harmony is singing different notes at different speeds in the same direction, and the direction, yeah, is forward, always forward, even when forward means apart, and apart means the road is wider, not short and long and beautiful road. Ooh, it's not over yet. The road is never over. The road just changes from asphalt to memory, and memory is a road that you can walk without shoe, without a map, without company. But the walking, yeah, the walking is always better with four. With four, always better. The road keeps going. Let it, ooh, let it stay, yeah. Not the person, not the room, not the stage, not the crowd, let the sound stay. Ooh, let the chord that the four of us made in that first second. After 1, 2, 3, 4, let that stay, 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 stay. Not the fame, not the photos, ooh, not the charts, not the gold. Let the thing stay that doesn't have a name, yeah. The thing between the note and the silence after the note. The thing that lives in the ring of the chord after the fingers leave the string. That thing, ooh, let that stay, 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 stay. Let it stay. Let it stay. Let it, the sound, yeah, the sound doesn't need the stage to survive. Ooh, the sound needs the air, and the air is everywhere, yeah. The air is here and there and everywhere the heart can reach, and the heart, ooh, the heart says, stay. Let it stay. Let it stay. Ooh. Let it stay. Let it stay. Let it stay. Let it stay. Stay. Last chord, ooh, yeah, is the same as the first. Not because we ran out of chords, ooh, because the first chord was correct, yeah. The first chord was the answer, and we spent 20 songs asking the question. And the question, ooh, was always, is this chord big enough to hold everything? And the answer, yeah, the answer took 60 minutes and 20 songs and 4 voices to arrive at yes. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last chord, ooh, and the chord, yeah, the chord is still ringing, ooh, not because Could, yeah.
Yeah. The last chord, ooh yeah, is the same as the first. Not because we ran out of chords, ooh, because the first chord was correct, yeah. The first chord was the answer, and we spent 20 songs asking the question, and the question was always, is this chord big enough to hold everything? And the answer, yeah. The answer took 60 minutes and 20 songs and 4 voices to arrive at yes. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because the strings are long, yeah. Because the chord was played by 4 people, and 4 people, yeah, keep the chord alive longer than any one person could, yeah. Keep the chord alive
Longer
than any one person
could, yeah. In the walls now, the last chord, the first chord, the same chord, ooh, same